Hello traders, this is Kevin Adamick from TopstepTrader. I just want to do a quick visual audio check here. We got some attendees that are in early. If you could just type the letter Y into the questions box, just want to make sure that you can hear my voice, and you should be looking at a screen that says TopstepTrader. There's a gentleman sitting on a couch with a laptop. Correct, John, Tom, thank you very much. We are going to start the presentation in just about 4 minutes, everybody.
Hey everyone, this is Tim Reset here. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. We'll be getting started in about 2 minutes, and we've got Kevin from TopstepTrader. He's going to be kind of giving you the whole rundown on who they are and what they do and how they might be able to benefit your trading. If you have questions, we'll be able to field those, and looking forward to having Kevin on today and in the future. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll get started right at the bottom of the hour. Hello and welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this week's webinar. My name is Tim Reset. For most of you that are familiar with E-mini Mind, I recognize a lot of the names. And folks tuning in today, we've got a special guest for this week's webinar. I've brought in Kevin Adamick from TopstepTrader, they're a Chicago-based, what I'm calling kind of new age prop firm model. And, you know, I know a lot of you take trading seriously, and there's a lot of benefits to being able to work with, you know, this type of model in terms of trading with leveraged capital. And Kevin's here to talk all about TopstepTrader, who they are, what they do, how they can help you become a successful trader. The webinar is being recorded, and we will to answer, but we'll also be sending a copy of the recording following the presentation. So Kevin's going to be covering pretty much everything that you need to know about TopStep, and we will have some time at the end to answer questions as well. So I'd like to welcome Kevin from TopstepTrader.
Thank you, Tim, for that great introduction. And thank you, everybody, for taking the time to be here today to learn about TopstepTrader. We're going to go over what TopstepTrader provides within the trading world, how you can earn a funded account and take advantage of our opportunity. And we'll talk about who we are, where we started from, and look at some of the key performance metrics that you need to meet in order to earn a funded account. We'll also show you how to best accomplish those things and look at several success stories from traders and look at and talk about the 4 keys to success. If you have questions, feel free to type them into the questions box. We'll be able to answer the questions after the presentation. And we hope you stick around until the end. In about 30 minutes, we're going to provide everybody with a special offer. So again, feel free to type questions during the webinar, and we'll answer the questions at the end when we provide that special offer. First, let's do a risk disclosure. Futures options trading has large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy, sell futures, stocks, or options on the same. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed in this document. The past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. TopstepTrader is a US-based company located in Chicago, Illinois, founded in 2012. The firm was started by a group of Chicago Mercantile Exchange pit traders with the goal of finding, developing, and funding traders. Our program, called the Trading Combine, helps traders improve and finances them with money to trade once they complete the program. Today, there are thousands of traders in the program, trading online from over 160 different countries. Let's go over who I am. Like Tim said, my name is Kevin Adamick, and I work here in Chicago at TopstepTrader. I've been involved with trading since 1994 for over 24 years. After college, I started out as a runner at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange in 1994. I knew I wanted to be a trader, so I worked my way up. I was a runner, then a clerk, then a phone clerk, then an arbitrage clerk, then as a broker and a trader. I successfully traded on a seat for over 10 years at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the Chicago Board of Trade. Like you guys, I have traded a lot of different markets: futures, equities, ETFs, Forex, options, binary options. But when I started out, I was a runner making $12,000 a year. I worked 2 jobs for many years to save up enough money to have a trading account. So I understand the frustration of wanting to trade and not being able to, because a lot of the exchanges and the brokers out there want you to put up a large amount of capital or cash, or because putting up your own capital is sometimes scary and you might feel more comfortable or confident trading somebody else's. So I understand that there's a problem, and that is what we're going to talk about here today. TopstepTrader has a program called the Trading Combine that helps traders improve and backs them with money to trade once they finish our program. TopstepTrader will finance you to trade if you can pass a 2-step evaluation, thereby completing the Trading Combine program. So what's the problem that traders and investors face in the financial industry, particularly in the retail space? You can have the best trading system, strategy, methodology, or algorithm in the world, along with a desire to succeed, and it doesn't matter if you don't have the capital to trade it or to scale it. If you don't have the funds to trade with, then you're going to sit on the sidelines. And that's where TopstepTrader comes in. We provide the solution to that problem in the retail trading world. And the way we do that is through a 2-step evaluation process that we call the Trading Combine. This is a real-time simulated account where your performance is being evaluated for funding for a funded account with our money. Now, these have different risk parameters that we'll go over, but let's first go over the steps for our Trading Combine. Step 1 is a real-time simulated account where you prove to us that you can trade. Step 2 is where you show us you can manage risk. If you can complete these 2 steps, then you'll earn a funded account with our firm. We give you an account to trade with in steps 1 and 2. And as long as you follow our rules, you can trade it however you want. Use your style. So here's an example. We give you a real-time simulated account with $50,000 in it and ask you to make $3,000. Okay, great. Your account's now at $53,000. You've passed step 1. You're now in step 2. Okay, we ask you to do it again. Prove your consistency. Make another $3,000. Now that you've done that, great. You're in the funded account trading with real money, which is our money, and your upside is unlimited. You can make as much money as you want, and we'll take the risk. Now, you don't have to be the best trader in the world to get to the funded account stage. You just need to be profitable. So that part is simple. Let's go over the rules you have to follow and the parameters of the account. Now, this same information is available on our site. If you go to TopstepTrader.com and go to our Learn How page, we offer 4 different account parameters and 4 different size accounts. So the parameters vary on the size of the account: 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, 150,000. Now, there are different profit targets and thresholds in each of the 4 different trading combines. Now, in the $50,000 account, we can use this as an example here throughout. So this is the 50K account or the $50,000 account, and here are the rules. So here, your max position size is 5 contracts or 5 lots, or basically 5 units. That means you can have at the most 5 contracts on across all products at one time. So if you buy 3 contracts of crude oil and sell 2 contracts of gold, that's 5 contracts. You can't have on any more until you liquidate some of those. Now, you can break up those 5 contracts however you want. The computer only allows you to trade 5 contracts total in this account. Next, we have the daily loss limit, which is the most you can lose intraday. And again, I'll repeat that. That is the most you can lose intraday. This is calculated or based off your unrealized net profit and loss. So your unrealized net P&L measures what your account balance is worth and where you are in the market, whether you've closed the trade or not. If you're in a trade and it touches the daily limit, you've broken a rule and you're not eligible for review. So in this example, you can't lose more than $1,000 in any single day. It's important that you place stops and get out of your positions before you touch your daily loss limit. Next is the max drawdown, which is really like an overall loss limit. You add up all of your losses and that total is the overall loss limit. Now, this is also a trailing max drawdown, which means it's going to trail your high water mark, which is the most that you've made in the account. Okay, so for example, in the 50K account, you've got a $2,000 max drawdown. So when you start out with 50,000, you can't go under 48,000 for the account. The trailing part refers to that threshold going up from 48,000 as you're profitable in the account. The max drawdown threshold does not go higher than 50,000. So basically, your trailing max drawdown goes up or trails you as you make money in the account. Let's take a look at a chart where the blue line is your account balance and the red line is the trailing max drawdown. Okay, so on day 1, you start out with 50,000 and you make $1,000 here day 1, and your trailing max drawdown threshold is now 49,000. It's currently a difference of $2,000. So don't go below 49,000 from now on. On day 2, your balance is 51,500. Your threshold level is 49,500. So from now on, don't go below 49,500. Now the next day you have a losing day for whatever reason, you lose about $1,000. Now the lowest your account can go is still 49,500. So your trailing max drawdown is about $1,000 difference here. So your account's got 50,500 in it. Trailing max drawdown level is at 49,500. So once this red line goes up, it'll never go back down. That way you don't go back down. You and your account are always moving up, up, up. And then once your account is above 52,000, this red line, the max drawdown, flat lines at this $50,000 level where you started the account at. So that's the lowest your account can go, this $50,000 level. That way you have more breathing room. The amount that you can lose elongates. So as you progress, the max drawdown level goes up, but that red line or max drawdown threshold will always be in between 48,000 and 50,000 for the 50K account. So going back to our parameters, next is the profit target that you need to make for the account. The profit target is about a 6% return for each of these different accounts. Doesn't matter the size of the account, we want to see a 6% return. Now you have as much time as you need to reach the profit target. So in the 50K account, basically when your account goes from 50,000 to 53,000, you've passed step 1. And then next is the price per month. That is the amount that you would pay. Basically, that's the cost to be evaluated. That cost is going to vary depending on the account size. The 50K account is $165. Now there are several components to this. This cost includes your data fees in the trading combine and use of our software and trading platform. Number 2, or the second reason, is that we're a business. We have overhead, salaries, technology, staff, insurance, normal business costs. And the third part, which is probably most important, is that the cost of the program makes it very interesting. When you put up $165, you have something at stake. You've got some skin in the game. It makes it very real to you. You know, we started out the program really in 2010, and then we incorporated it in 2012. But back in 2010, we gave the program away for free, but traders would blow out all the time because they didn't care. But then once they had a little money at stake, they took the program seriously because it was like a real trading environment. And then more individuals were able to pass the evaluation. So that is a dollar amount you pay to be in the program. That is the cost you pay per month until you meet the objective or cancel the account. You know, once you pass steps 1 and 2, you no longer pay that subscription cost when you're in the funded account. And then another cool aspect of our program is the reset feature. You know, we talked about a few of the rules to be in the program, like the daily loss limit and your overall loss limit. So what happens if you break a rule? Well, we have a reset feature. You know, nobody wants to break a rule, but it may happen. You know, you have a bad trading day. Maybe your head's not there. You over leverage yourself, or some sort of global news and the markets go berserk. Okay, yes, we get it. Things happen. So if you ever do hit the daily loss limit or the max drawdown, you can reset your account. It's basically like a do-over. In case you get into a situation where you need it, you have it. To get a do-over or reset, you pay $99 at any time. So $99 resets the account. We don't encourage people to use it. We want you to pass the program without having to use it. But if you get into a little trouble, it's there for you. Obviously, it's going to hurt a little bit when you use it, but hopefully, you know, you learn from it not to do it again. So if you break a rule in order to get back in the program, you reset your account. In addition to the account parameters, the trading combine, we have rules that you have to follow. First is that you need to trade a minimum of 5 trading days. That's the lowest data set that we need to see before you can advance. Trade at least 5 trading days. A day is considered from 5 p.m. Central Time when Globex reopens to electronic close your product the next trading day. Any time an order in that time period is filled, then that counts as a trading day. Now, it doesn't need to be 5 days in a row, and you can take longer than 5 days. Basically, you have as much time as you need. We're trying to separate the gamblers from the traders. If it takes 12 days or 24 days or 37 days, doesn't matter. We don't care. As long as you follow the rules and meet the profit targets, doesn't matter how long you take. Now, some traders ask, what if I make $3,000 in 3 days and I meet the profit target early? Well, that's great, but you still need to trade 2 more days to show us that you've traded 5 days. You don't need to risk a lot of the next 2 days, but you do need to trade, and then you'll have your 5 days. And we'll check to make sure that your profit is still over $3,000 after the whole 5 days. And then next is only trade during permitted times. This is also permitted products and times. In terms of products we offer products from the CME, NYMEX, COMEX, and CBOT, Chicago Board of Trade. So you can trade all these outright futures products. Again, this list is on our homepage. We've got equity indices, currency futures, ags, metals, energies, financials. Some of our most popular products are crude oil, S&P 500, gold, the euro, the Dow Jones. Now, you can't trade individual stocks, but a lot of our traders trade the Dow Jones, which is a basket of 30 stocks. Now, you're looking at some of the most liquid products for futures contracts out there that you can trade. And if you're interested in trading Forex, we have a separate website called TopstepFX.com. There are 22 different currency pairs to trade, and the rules and the account parameters are very similar to the ones at TopstepTrader.com. Again, this is a separate website. So going back to the rules and permitted times, all products must be flat by 3:10 p.m. Central Time. If you're in a product that closes earlier than 3:10, then you have to be out of your position and be flat before the electronic close of that product. What does that mean? Well, for meats and grains, you have to be out by 1:20 p.m. Central Time. All other products, you have to be out of your position flat by 3:10 p.m. Central Time. And then you can begin trading at 5 p.m. Central Time when Globex reopens, but remember to be out of your positions by 3:10. So why 3:10? Well, you know, the indice futures close at 3:15. I mean, technically the cash closes at 3 o'clock. You know, we ask you to exit your positions by 3:10 because we don't think the last 5 minutes is worth the risk. And the market is trading on thin air at that time, and there's really no rhyme or reason to the market activity. So we ask that you exit your trades by 3:10 p.m. Central Time. And then next is our 2 cardinal rules that we already discussed. Do not hit the daily loss limit or the trailing max drawdown. And if you can do these 4 things and meet the profit target, then congratulations, you pass on to step 2 in our program. So you might be asking yourself, what trading platform am I using to execute these trades? Am I using your system? Am I using mine? We've partnered with some of the leading trading platforms out there so you can use what you're comfortable with, like NinjaTrader, Sierra Chart, CTS, Trade Navigator, Multi-Charts, RTrader Pro, Volfix, Investor RT, you name it. And if there's something you don't see, let us know. We'll see if we can support it. But by all means, there should be something here for everybody. And TradeStation is coming soon. If you don't have a platform, or if you're a new trader, you can use our free, easy to use platform, TSTrader. It's got great charting capabilities and order execution. TradeStation, we do have a way for you to link with it currently, and full integration is coming very, very soon. And you can also use NinjaTrader, which is free to use during the trading combine. And if you're new to trading, this should not be so intimidating looking at these different trading platforms. You know, there are great YouTube videos on all these platforms. We have trader support that can walk you through it, and it's not really that difficult to learn. So keeping in line with our $50,000 trading combine, we followed the rules, we met the profit target, we traded at least 5 days in step 1. Awesome. We're advancing to step 2, which is another real-time paid simulated account where your performance is being evaluated. Step 2 is about managing risk. We want to make sure that you're going to be a prudent trader. We tighten things up a little bit from a risk perspective, but still very achievable. So a lot of what you're doing in step 2 is what you already did in step 1. You know, first off, there's a profit target in step 2. The 50K account, you showed that you can make $3,000 in step 2. Okay, great. We would like for you to do it again. You know, maybe you got really lucky in step 1, which is fine, but doing it again requires a little bit of skill. So again, in step 2, the profit target is $3,000. Now, the minimum trading days is a little longer in step 2. We want you to show us that you have some experience trading the markets. So again, you can take as long as you need in order to reach the profit target, but you need to trade at least 10 days. Again, only trade permitted products and permitted times, something we just went over. Do not hit or exceed your daily loss limit or trailing max drawdown. That's going to be exactly the same as in step 1. Now we've added a weekly loss limit that you need to adhere to. That's something new in step 2. What that means is from Sunday evening from 5 p.m. Central Time, when the Globex electronic markets open, to Friday afternoon when the electronic markets close, you can't lose more than $1,000 for the 50K account. And the bigger accounts have weekly loss limits of $2,000 and $3,000. Now that might seem a little tight right now, but I'm going to go into a rule that explains how that is very manageable. And then another new rule here, don't hold positions into major economic releases. Now that's going to vary depending on the product you're trading. We've got a full list here that you can take a look at. Now you don't need to memorize all these symbols over here on the right. You know, I'm sure a lot of you know that the ES here stands for the E-mini S&P 500. You're looking at the left side here for the economic releases like the unemployment number, you know, FOMC announcements, and if you're trading oil or natural gas, or some weekly, you know, numbers for oil inventory announcements, you know, natural gas inventory. There's a crop production announcement number. So these numbers really move the markets very quickly, and nobody really knows what's going to happen. You know, obviously, some analysts have their predictions, but we don't think that the risk is worth trading. So we want you to be flat or have no position 1 minute prior to the release coming out, all the way until 1 minute after the release comes out, and then you can safely re-enter the markets. And we make it very easy for you to remember these and send out reminders. You know, the unemployment number comes out once a month on the first Friday of the month, and there's plenty of volatility that morning. But we ask that you don't trade the 1 minute before the number comes out until 1 minute after the number comes out. And then usually there's plenty of volatility to trade, only with better direction. So going back to our rules, next is the scaling plan. As I mentioned before, the weekly loss limit should not be so intimidating. Really, that's because of the scaling plan. The scaling plan is not in step 1, it starts in step 2. The scaling plan is going to allow you to trade small and then build you up to trading bigger sizes and more contracts. The scaling plan is going to match your leverage to your equity level. Okay, so on this slide, we've got the scaling plans for the 30K and the 50K accounts. You know, we've been talking about the 50K account so far. So you're looking at the bottom half here. You know, when you have $0 to $1,500 in profits, you're trading 2 lots. You know, when you are up $1,500, you're trading 3 lots. Once you make $2,000, you're trading 5 lots, 5 contracts. So what we're doing here is we're easing you into it. You know, we used to have traders go right out, guns a-blazing, putting 15 contracts on, and they were blowing the accounts out because they were risking too much. So we want you to get small base hits, build your equity balance, build your account, be consistent, and you won't have any problems with the weekly loss limit, the daily, or the max drawdown. The scaling plan really helps with that. And here you can see the scaling plans for the 100K and 150K accounts. So if you follow these rules, which there are really only a couple more from what you already did in step 1, and you can hit your profit target, then congratulations, you did it. You've earned a funded account, and we're going to back you with our money. You know, that's what everybody kind of wants. And you know, these rules are on the web page, and they're also on your dashboard when you log into your account, so we make it easy for you to remember them. And now we come to the funded account, where we take all the risk. And I talk to traders all day long, and the traders I speak to say, you know, I want to be with a firm that has the infrastructure and the platform and the support and the money and the whole complete package. And that is what the funded account is all about. Now, there are quite a few benefits to the funded account. A few of the main ones are, first off, we have one of the industry's best profit splits. I don't know anybody else that pays 80-20 on a profit split for a prop firm. We pay 80% to the trader and then 20% to our firm. In addition, we allow our traders to keep the first $5,000 in profits. So you're taking 100% of the first $5,000 and then 80% of anything above $5,000. That's kind of like a signing bonus. So say that you've been trading for 2 weeks in the funded account, or 3 weeks, or 2 days. You're up $5,000. You want to take it out? Okay, no problem. We'll process that payment, in a couple of days. That first $5,000 is yours to keep. After that, it's an 80-20 split, which is really a nice compensation package for a profit split. Next is that we allow you to trade additional products. Now, you've proven to us that you can trade. We trust you here. You can trade any one of our available products in the funded account. Even if you didn't trade something during the valuation, you have access to trade that product now. I know traders that are great at trading the S&Ps, but they never had the risk capital to trade gold and silver in the live markets. The margin requirements are a little bit higher. So they pass the evaluation trading S&Ps, and then they trade silver and gold and the S&Ps in the funded account. And if you want to, you can also trade something that wasn't available in the evaluation, namely other exchanges. For example, we have some overseas traders that like to trade the Eurex, like the DAX or the mini DAX or the Bund or the Bobble, Euro stocks. That is totally fine. We will let you trade it. And then next is that we allow you to withdraw whenever you want. We look at this as a partnership. We do not have mandatory withdrawals. We make it very easy for you to withdraw. You don't have to do it on the 1st of the month or the 15th of the month. Nope, you can do it on the 7th or the 13th or the 27th. Just send us an email anytime. We'll get the money to you in a couple of days. We can send a check. We can do an ACH. That's a bank-to-bank transfer. We can do PayPal. All that is free. And if you want to do a wire, as long as your wire is over $250 or the amount that you want to withdraw is over $250, then the wire is free as well. And that is a huge deal for a lot of our overseas traders because overseas wires are expensive and we absorb that cost to get our traders their money. And we also have industry low commissions. We have negotiated with our brokerage partners to get you these low commissions. The lower the commissions, the more money you make. When you're in the trading combine, you pay $3.70 a round turn per trade out of that $50,000 that's in the account. So it's $3.70 a round turn for any product. In the funded account, the fees are very similar. They vary a little bit depending on the product, but we negotiated low rates because you're trading our money. So we want the fees to be low also. And then when you pass step 2, you get a congratulations email with our funded trader agreement. Once we have that information, we'll have your account created and enabled in a few days. For the funded account, we ask that you use the same platform that you used during the valuation. So if you use NinjaTrader in the trading combine, we'd like you to keep using that same platform with live money. We want you to keep doing what you're already doing. You've showed us that you can profit. In our eyes, you have rock star status. So that's it. That's the funded account. There's step one, there's step two, and then you're in the funded account. You profit split with us. You're trading real money, which is great. And with that, I'd like to talk about the 4 keys to success. You know, we talk about these keys from a trading perspective, but there are wider applications. So even if you never get evaluated by us, these are great things to keep in mind. You can learn more about this webinar about trading, but this is also true for a lot of different things in life. You know, from my experience of being a trader, being involved with education and trader mindsets, there are 4 keys to success that'll make or break you. So let's get into them. Okay, the first one, discipline. This is the thing that's going to make you a good trader, having good discipline. In the trading combine, we have a daily loss limit, and the daily loss limit is the most often broken rule. There, I just pulled the curtains back. The daily loss limit is the most often broken rule. Knowing that will help you to pass the trading combine. I cannot stress enough for you to place a stop. So if your daily loss limit is $1,000, give yourself some breathing room. Even if you're good at monitoring your trades, put a stop in at minus 950. You know, don't put your stop in at minus 1,000, you know, or 999. Give yourself, you know, a little breathing room. Allow yourself some slippage, or, you know, close the trade out before it hits the threshold. Next is location, location, location. Just like the old real estate adage, the same thing is true in trading. Trade location is everything. Most of our successful traders are really only taking 1 to 5 trades per day. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't have traders taking 12 trades a day. We don't have scalpers taking 30 or 40 trades a day. We do. But if you have a trading strategy that gives you 10 setups a day, 10 trading opportunities per day, think about which ones are really worth acting upon. Some of the 10 trade setups have a higher probability than others. So maybe if you go back and you journal about your trades, you can see that certain trades are giving you a 70% probability or 75% likelihood, and others are only a 40 or 50% probability. So you can think about how quality is better than quantity. And then also try not to overtrade. You know, generally our better traders are only trading 2 to 3 hours per day. The morning session is usually a little biased than afternoon trading. Usually within the first hour or 2 of the trading day, whenever that starts for you, you can usually tell what the trading day is like. You can also tell if you're having a bad day or if you're having a very good day. You know, you don't want to give money back on a good trading day, but think about how many trading opportunities are out there, and don't overtrade to where you're not focused or you're tired or you haven't eaten or you're trading off emotions. You know, I see it far too often. So try not to overtrade. And then next is size matters. Position size matters. Just because you have it doesn't mean you have to trade it. This is all about leverage. So depending on the trading combine you select, you can trade 3 contracts, 5 contracts, 10 contracts, or 15 contracts. But just because you can trade 15 contracts doesn't mean that you should. Some of our best traders that can trade 15 lots are only trading 4 or 5 lots, and they're having multi-$1,000 days. You know, it's better to trade consistently and size properly. Otherwise, you're going to over leverage yourself. You know, I know everybody wants to swing for the fences and pass in one day, but that is going to hurt you. You know, that's going to mess with your psyche and cause you a lot of anxiety. So try not to over leverage yourself, size properly. You'll get there by being consistent and leveraging properly. Trust me, you'll get there. And that kind of ties in with patience. Patience is a virtue, especially in our trading combine where you have as much time as you need. Again, you've got as much time as you need to meet the objective. I know that everybody here wants to pass right away, but you're kind of putting undue pressure on yourself. In baseball terms, think about it as a single and a home run are the same to your batting average. Think about building your account size and building your equity balance. Focus on chipping away at it. You'll get there faster that way than if you're trying to hit a home run every time. Because what happens when you try to hit a home run? Well, you strike out a lot. So then we wanted to talk about our funded traders. You know, we have funded several thousand traders in just the first half of 2018. We've funded almost 600 brand new traders. This is Mohammed. Mohammed is a real true example and testament of the worldwide reach of TopstepTrader. He hails from the UAE. He started his funded account in March and just 13 days, had a nice start and was able to withdraw $4,000 in profits. He's one of the many traders that we have from over 160 different countries. Mohammed trades at home during the day. So you can trade futures on our cell phone app, or on your computer or laptop or anywhere that you've got an internet connection. So it's great to see individuals that are at home. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, or you're in between jobs, you're consulting, or your work is seasonal, or maybe you just want to trade the markets before work or throughout the day on our cell phone app. Our program is a limited risk way to enter in the markets and get training and education and access to data and trading platforms. It's all in one package in a very simple way. This is Jacob. He's a Ugandan construction worker, and the picture here is of him on a construction site. He's wearing that shirt there. The front of the shirt says TopstepTrader, and the back of the shirt says I'm backed, which is kind of a play on words. He's backed by us. He has earned more in one trade than his entire monthly income in Uganda. And that just goes to show you that anybody, anywhere can earn the financial freedom to pursue their dreams. That's part of our mission statement. Anywhere with an internet connection and a will to learn, to grow, and succeed. And anybody. We have traders that are blue collar, that are white collar, that are experienced traders, that are novice traders from all different backgrounds in all different countries. And then last is Mark. He's a Texas limo driver. He recently withdrew $10,000 from his funded account to take his wife and kids on a dream vacation to Disney World. And that's just a great story. That 10 grand was about 25% of what he would usually make in a year as a limo driver. And these are just a few stories. If you go to our blog, there are tons of these stories with traders that have taken bigger amounts and some other traders that are just taking consistent profits each week. When you're extracting money out of the markets each week, cashing $1,000 or $1,500 weekly checks, it's pretty exciting because you're doing something that you enjoy. So check out our blog because there's a lot of these stories. And these are real people and real stories. It just kind of goes to show that it's possible to get that funded account to start earning real capital and having an impact and changing your life in positive ways. And I hope to see all of you as some of these success stories in the next couple of weeks or months. We also have Facebook Live that you can take a look at. You can call our trader support. We have our funded traders fill out a survey. Our funded traders have a 97% customer satisfaction, and we have all of our traders, in our program, fill out surveys because we're always working to better our program, and your opinion matters. And we're looking for good traders to back with our money. Other features and benefits to being our trading combine: we offer trader support Sunday through Friday. You can call us, you can email us, you can contact us to liquidate your position. If you lose connectivity and you can't go to our mobile app, you can call us up and we will flatten you out of your trade. We're not going to initiate a new, order for you, but we will flatten you out. Basically we can cancel your working orders and flatten your position. You can also call us Sunday from 11 to 7 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, 7 to 6 p.m. Central Time. Other companies refer to this as client services or customer support. We refer to our support as trader support because our traders are important to us. You think about wait time, response time, all the metrics used to measure customer support teams. Our team rivals eBay and Amazon and some of the best customer service teams in the world. Our representatives know trading, they know the markets, they know our program, and they know 13 plus different trading platforms inside and out, and they know how to talk to individuals. We also have videos, webinars, and we give you access to education and educators. We don't consider ourselves educators, but we do have videos on trading psychology, trader behavior, and such. We also have a daily market forecast with John Hoagland, which is a 10 to 15 minute real-time live report of the major markets each day. It provides key technical analysis, support and resistance, pivot levels to help you identify entry and exit points for your trading. He mentions economic releases, fundamental analysis, things to look out for, during the trading day. It's very action-packed and interesting information in a 15-minute capsule. You get this each day around 8:15 Central Time before the markets open. It's on Facebook Live. And then also at 2 p.m. Central Time, we have a market recap that provides a 10-minute report summing up the major moves in the markets with key technical levels for the next trading day. So if you can't get to your computer in order to do homework, or would you like somebody to basically do some homework for you? This is a great way for you to get access to an expert opinion. We also have a weekly kickoff email that shows a brief synopsis of charting patterns for the most heavily traded products. It's got calendar events, future rollover dates, with selected links to useful information like blog posts, weekly trader behavior, weekly coaches playbook. It's different each week. And as I mentioned, we have a Top Step community. So you can be involved with our traders from in our network and communicate on Facebook Live, and you can read blogs about other individuals. Or if you want, you don't have to participate. We respect your privacy. Nobody knows who you are. But if you want to learn new things or stay up to date on current events, we've got the perfect forum for you. We also have performance coaches here at TopstepTrader. When you sign up for a trading combine, you get one free private performance coaching session each month with one of our coaches. So there's a lot of value there. You can schedule time to get help on charting patterns, order execution, technical and fundamental analysis, and you're talking to a live person who's an expert on the markets. And again, we encourage you to take a look at our website. If you have questions, you can type them now, or if you think of them later, you can call, or you can send an email to our trader support desk. I hope that you learned a lot from this webinar and you'll consider signing up for the program. You sign up, you pass the 2 steps. We finance you to trade. And we also wanted to thank Tim and eManyMine. Because of them, we are going to run a special offer here. You're all going to receive an email with this recording, and you're also going to receive 20% off any trading combine. So I hope that you take advantage of that offer to save money and test out your trading skills on our platform. You're going to use promo code 20 off today. Go to TopstepTrader, you click on the sign up, you put in your promo code, and then at checkout, you'll receive 20% off. I'll leave this slide up, or we can go back to that last one that basically shows, the 30K account. Instead of it being $150, it would be $120. I would say that the 50K account is probably our most popular. So instead of it being $165, it's $132 because of the promo code. And again, you're all going to receive a recording of this webinar, and the promo code can be all uppercase letters or lowercase letters, 20 off today. And then what we'll do is we'll start, and the promo code is good for a week, everybody. I hope that you get a chance to take a look. And then let me answer some questions here.
Hey, thanks so much, Kevin. I'm going to give Kevin a couple minutes to just read through some of the questions that you guys are writing in. But one thing I wanted to just highlight is one of the things that I really value with TopstepTrader, and most of you guys and gals who are familiar with eManyMine or myself, or have been to any of the traders expos and seen me speak, or we've had the chance to communicate via email. I don't do a whole lot of cross promotion or working with too many different folks out there. But one of the things that I really like about TopStep is the emphasis that they put on the risk side of trading. And it's so important to, develop these good habits. And in developing habits, that it takes time. And so by, a lot of the rules that are in line with passing the combine, helping create good habits and keeping that focus on preserving your capital, as opposed to trying to hit those homes and striking out and having big losses. Because if you have a good streak and then all of a sudden you hit that, you swing for that home run and then you have a big loss, it doesn't matter if you've been making money for, a day, a week, a month, or a year. If you give it all back in one trade or one day or 1 week, you don't really have anything to go for it. So Kevin, can we knock out a couple questions that
that's great. Thanks, Tim.
Chimed in on?
Dave's asked, I've never traded any platform other than MT4. Does that matter? You can use MT4 for our TopstepFX program. And if you're used to MT4, there's a lot of different platforms that are very, very similar. Our TS Trader platform is similar to that. And there's instructional videos for all of these. So I think that you'd find that very, very similar. Or you can test out a lot of these platforms, and there's, like NinjaTrader, you can get free access to that. There's a download on our site. Mark asks, with the 50K funded account, if I'm up 60K, that gives me $10,000 trailing max drawdown cushion, correct? As long as I don't have any violations, I'm good going as long as I don't go under 50K. That's correct, Mark. So Mark is basically asking, he's gone up $10,000, and he's basically talking about just continuing that profit stream. So he's basically good from 50 all the way up to 60,000. Quebec is asking in step 2, it's 10 days in addition to steps from step 1. Correct. So in step 1, you got to trade 5 days. In step 2, you got to trade 10 days. So it's 15 days total. And we've had plenty of traders that have done that in 15 days. Or let's see, what is the expected contribution to the funded account by the trader? Gary, there are no contributions added by the trader. We're basically covering, all of that capital. We're providing all of the capital. Monthly fees, if you're in the funded account, you no longer pay that trading combine subscription fee. You would need to pay for any exchange market data entitlements. That would be $105 per month for that exchange. That's the only fee that you would basically pay. Jeff's asking about the 20% off. It's good until September 3rd. It's 1 week. Michael is asking about, does your platform work with Apple? Yes, you can use our platform with any type of web-based. It's a web-based. We've got a web-based and a downloadable platform. So anywhere that you've got internet access, you can use that on your Apple. He's asking also about Sierra charts. I'm not 100% positive. If you call our trader support desk, they'd be able to get you the answer. I don't want to steer you wrong. I believe that it is, but I'm not 100% positive on Sierra. Other questions? And once again, I encourage you, I'll put this back up, to take a look at the support line. Even if you think of something later on, you can, call in and, talk to our trader support team or send an email, and you can, go to the website and take a look. Okay, perfect. Well, I wanted to thank Tim and E-mini-Mind and everybody for for attending. We hope that you enjoyed the presentation. Take a look at the program. Let me know, everybody, if you have additional questions. If you're thinking about it, feel free to call in. And whether you're trading with TopstepTrader or if you're trading on your own, I hope that you're profitable in your accounts. Trade well, trade for today, but always trade for tomorrow. And with that, we're going to sign off and thank everybody once again for viewing the session. And we'll see you on the next webinar. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you being here. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Like Kevin said, if you have questions, support at TopstepTrader, or you can send them to me. I can put you in touch with Kevin or the folks at TopStep. So thanks for tuning in, and I wish everyone a great week. For those in the live trading room, we'll talk to you in the morning. Thanks, everyone.